Bright Duty. Every student matters.
Welcome to another lecture. So in this lecture, we are going to discuss the back exercises of chapter 4, the Tunguska event, Siberia 1908. So this was an article written by Carl Sagan in order to educate us about the things that take place in the universe, which should not be mistaken with a nuclear war. So, there seems to be only one explanation consistent with all the facts. Now, what was the possible explanation behind the Tunguska event? A piece of flying antimatter exploded on contact with the matter of Earth. A mini black hole passed through the Earth? No, the answer, as we discussed, was a piece of comet hit the Earth. Could a rare but natural event, the impact of a sizable cometary fragment, trigger a nuclear war? What is the event which is mentioned here? So what event are we discussing here? The Tunguska event. Why would it trigger a nuclear war? Because the people are not that educated. They are not aware of the reason behind such behind such attacks, or rather such impacts, such flaming objects that can be seen, and they would assume it to be some nuclear war waged by some other country. What does Sagan suggest we do in order to prevent a nuclear war? So what should we do in order to prevent a nuclear war? We all should learn about the cosmic energies. We all should learn about the things that take place in the universe so that we understand them better. What does Sagan means when he says it's all a matter of time scale in relation to the catastrophe? So why did he mention that it is all a matter of time scale? According to him, maybe a person would have lived the entire life without coming across even a single catastrophe. While there would be another chunk of population who might face an event which is very destructive, something which could not have been avoided at any cost. So this is why he mentions the matter of time scale, because this is something related to the universe. In universe, everything takes place according to its pace. Human beings have no control over it. Therefore, this time has been divided. How do natural events such as these stimulate nuclear explosions? So, according to Sagan, how do such events lead to nuclear explosions? Because of the stupidity of the people, because of the unaware, unconcerned, uneducated, unknowing behavior of the humans, who believe whatever blazing object is seen in the air is a bomb, is a nuclear bomb. Whenever there is a blast that they hear anywhere, it can either be a gunshot or it can be a bomb which has been planted by some other country. And when we come across such an event, in the panic of the moment, we consider it to be a nuclear explosion and we wage war with the other countries. Okay. What are the three explanations offered for the Tunguska event, and why are these explanations not plausible? So there were three explanations that were given for the Tunguska event, and these three explanations are in fact written here. The first explanation said that there was a piece of antimatter which exploded the moment it came into contact with the Earth. The second explanation given by a few scientists was that there was a mini black hole that passed through the Earth, but obviously nothing could be felt in the North Atlantic, so this theory was again left out. And third, they felt that there was some alien spaceship that had a mechanical crash and therefore the explosion took place. But all these three explanations were not plausible, they were not true, they were not, cannot be believed because no radioactive elements could be traced after this incident, after this impact took place. Okay? Describe the cause of the event. So why did this event take place? We have been described this at length by Carl Sagan. He told us that there was an icy comet which was made of ammonia and hydrogen and methane. This icy comet, and he also tells us about the fact that between the planets there is a lot of empty space. And this empty space is occupied by multiple objects. These objects can be as small as a grain of dust or they can be a comet. Now these comets also have meteors. Once the comet, the remains of a comet is a meteor. So there is an orbit of the comet. When that orbit of the comet meets the orbit of the Earth, there is a meteor shower. But what happened in the Tunguska event was that the size of the comet was so huge that when it entered the Earth, it got heated up. That is why it was blazing, it was burning. It blasted into that forest, it burnt everything. But there was nothing that could be found about it later on because it was an icy comet. And when it blasted, the small pieces of ice got strewn around the place, and these small pieces of ice, when discovered by the scientists later on, were called as diamonds. So the reason behind the Tunguska event was this comet, the big, substantially big-sized comet which entered the Earth's surface. So with this, my dear students, we come to the end of this chapter.